For a while, people kept telling me, you look really tired.
Oh, I know that feeling.
And the funny thing is, I was actually sleeping great. It's
Oh,
so frustrating when you know you're rested, you feel good, but your face is just telling a completely different story.
it's an incredibly common thing. And what the sources we looked at confirm is that the root cause, well, it often isn't your actual lack of sleep.
Right.
It's the visual imperfection. It's the shadows, mainly from dark circles and tear troughs. Your face is basically signaling fatigue because of genetics or bone structure,
Mm.
even when you're running on a full tank.
So you're fighting a structural signal, not a physical one.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We went through a ton of sources, articles, forum chatter from places like PTT, Dcard, beauty blogs, and they all seem to point to one single minimalist solution.
The concealer.
The concealer. So our mission today is to really master this one product and do it fast.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive into the one tool that gives you the biggest visual return for the smallest amount of time. And the user chatter in those forums, it just confirms it over and over. Concealer is the real workhorse.
The unsung hero.
It really is. It can handle those dark signals under the eyes, the shadow of a tear trough, acne, redness, you name it.
And here's what I think is a critical finding for you, the learner, especially if you want speed and a natural look.
Oh, this is the big one.
You absolutely do not need a full face of foundation. That idea it just seems to be fading.
It is. The overwhelming finding, especially in the forums where people are sharing their quick morning routines, is that just applying concealer after a tinted sunscreen or maybe a light primer is enough?
It just gives you that clean, targeted fix for a modern look without all the weight.
It streamlines the morning routine so much.
Yeah.
But to use it right, we first have to establish, what exactly is it?
Good point.
So technically, concealer is a specialized base makeup product. It's much, much thicker and more pigmented than foundation.
I love the analogy someone used. Foundation is like a sheer wash of paint on a wall,
Yeah.
and concealer is the spackle you use to hide specific holes or marks.
That's the perfect analogy.
Yeah.
It's for those specific defects.
Mm.
Acne scars, redness, deep dark circles, spots.
And that confirmation about skipping foundation, it's key. It came up in all the source FAQs. People are asking, can I really skip it?
And the answer is a definite yes, especially if your skin is generally in good shape. Just apply it after your skincare and primer, and you're good to go.
Mm.
Foundation is absolutely optional.
So in a more traditional routine, where does it fit? Usually after foundation, right?
Typically, yes. You
Mhm.
put your foundation on, you see what's still peeking through, and then you go in and target those areas with concealer. But this is where the technique can get a little more nuanced.
I remember seeing some sources talk about a sandwich technique. What's that about?
The sandwich technique, or pre-concealing.
Okay.
So for really high coverage needs, like, say you're dealing with a very dark mole or really pronounced cystic breakout.
Something really tough.
Exactly. You can actually apply that super pigmented concealer before the foundation. It creates this dense layer of pigment first.
And then the foundation goes on top.
Right. The foundation then sort of shears it out and blends the edges. And for, extreme cases, you might even dot a tiny bit more on top after.
Wow.
It's all about building that coverage strategically.
Fascinating. It sounds like a lot of work for a product that's so thick, which brings up an essential point that every single forum stress.
Yes, you have to respect the concealer,
Meaning.
meaning you absolutely have to remove it every single night. Because it is so dense and pigmented, it will clog your pores. We saw so many anecdotes from users who were suddenly breaking out right where they apply their concealer.
Under the eyes, around the nose?
Yep. Improper removal is a direct path to those problems. It is just too heavy to leave on your skin overnight.
A crucial reminder. Okay, now when I first started looking into this, I was so confused. Liquid, cream, stick, pens. It felt like a paint store.
It's a lot.
How do we decode all of that?
We can really simplify it by focusing on the two main types, cream and liquid. The comparison matrix we built shows they serve completely different needs.
And choosing the wrong one can kind of ruin your look.
Oh, completely.
Okay, so let's start with the heavy lifter. If I'm trying to cover, say, a scar or a big blemish, what am I reaching for?
That is definitely the cream concealer. It's got a much thicker, almost putty-like texture.
Spackle.
It's the spackle. It offers the highest, most opaque coverage and usually dries down to a matte finish. So it's the best choice for those concentrated issues. Acne scars, dark spots, really heavy dark circles. It doesn't move.
Okay, so if cream is the spackle, what's the liquid?
The liquid concealer is more like your high-precision paintbrush. It's the versatile, everyday workhorse.
Lighter.
much lighter. It gives you medium to high coverage, but the finish is natural, often a little dewy or skin-like. This is what you want for larger areas like under your eyes or around your nose because it spreads and blends so easily. It's less likely to look heavy or cakey.
That distinction clarifies so much. So once we have the right type, the application is just as important. The sources all repeated one core rule. Tap, don't drag.
Yes.
Why is dragging so bad for coverage?
It's all about keeping the pigment where you put it. Imagine you've dabbed that thick cream concealer on a tiny dark spot.
Okay.
If you start dragging or wiping, you just pull the pigment off the spot and spread a thin layer around it. You lose your coverage instantly.
So tapping is about pressing it into the imperfection.
Precisely. For a liquid concealer, you'd apply a few small dots inner corner of the eye, under the tear trough, and then blend gently with a damp sponge or your finger. Just light, quick tapping motions.
And then you have to set it.
You must set it, especially under the eyes. The forums were very clear on this. Little translucent powder right away to stop it from settling into fine lines and creasing.
We've all been there. That creasing 10 minutes later that just makes you look older, not
Right.
fresher.
It defeats the whole purpose. Now, for the thicker cream concealer, the technique is even more targeted. You pick up a tiny amount on a brush or your fingertip,
Minimal amount.
the tiniest amount. You dab it directly on the spot, and you tap very, very gently right over that area. Too much, and it looks thick. Drag it, and it's gone. It's pinpoint masking.
That takes patience. Okay, so cream for targeted masking, liquid for blending and brightening. But here's the real game changer. Color correction, going beyond just skin tone.
This is where we unlock the real power. So many people, they try to cover a purple dark circle with a light beige concealer.
And you get that weird gray patch.
Exactly. You get that muddy grayish look because you're not neutralizing the color underneath. You're just piling pigment on top of it.
Okay, so before we get into the wilder colors, what are the general rules for just picking a shade? For brightening, say, a tear trough.
For brightening, the consensus is to choose a shade that's about half a shade lighter than your natural skin tone. The sources even specifically called out Catrice in the shade 005 as a great universal brightener.
And for covering an acne scar.
The opposite. You want a shade that matches your skin tone exactly, or is even a tiny bit deeper. You go lighter, you'll just highlight the texture of the scar and draw more attention to it.
Right. Now for the aha moment, those stubborn blue or purple dark circles.
Dark circles are the biggest complaint, and they need warmth. It's basic color wheel theory.
Right.
Blue and purple are cool tones, so we counteract them with warm tones, peach, pink, or yellow. A deep purple circle might need a strong peach corrector. A lighter blue shadow could just need a hint of pink.
And that warmth cancels out the coolness.
It just neutralizes the area before your skin tone concealer even goes on. It's a two-step process.
That layering is vital. Okay, so what about the dreaded red pimple? That redness is so hard to hide.
It is, unless you use green.
Green.
Green sits directly opposite red on the color wheel, so it cancels it out almost like magic. You just put beige on a red spot, the red will always bleed through.
So you need a green corrector first.
A dedicated green color corrector. You put that on, the spot turns a kind of dull gray-green color. Then you layer your normal skin tone concealer on top.
That two-step process, green then beige, is the secret. It just requires that little leap of faith when you're putting green on your face.
It's trusting the science.
Yeah.
And once you get that, concealing becomes so much less frustrating.
Okay, so with all this new knowledge, what products should people actually look for? The sources we checked had 4 products that came up again and again.
Yes, the consensus from the PTT and D-card forums was really clear on these 4. They cover all the different budgets and needs.
Let's start with the high-end luxury pick.
That would be the Hourglass Concealer. It's a liquid U.S. luxury brand. It gets incredibly high ratings, and users say the price is justified.
What's so good about it?
The praise is all about its strong coverage, but without being dry or settling into fine lines. This is huge for anyone with texture or more mature skin. Users said it just blends out flawlessly.
Nice. Next up, a favorite for beginners that we saw a lot in the East Asian forums.
That's the Can-Bake Multi-Concealer Palette. It's a cream palette from a Japanese brand, a huge bestseller.
And what makes it good for beginners?
It has 3 shades in one compact, an orange corrector, a beige, and a skin tone shade, so you can experiment. The sources specifically loved that orange shade for dark circles. It's a great all-in-one for tackling everything without buying 3 different tubes.
Smart. Okay, now for the drugstore options, proving you don't need to spend a lot.
First is the Etude Fixing Concealer, an affordable liquid that was all over D-card. People love it because of its staying power, especially in hot, humid weather.
And the texture.
They say it's lightweight, natural, easy to blend. And the shade Neutral Peach gets called out constantly as being perfect for under-eye circles, which lines up exactly with our color theory talk.
And finally, the ultimate budget hero.
That has to be the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer.
Hmm.
The consensus was just shock at how good it is for the price.
A dupe for high-end stuff.
A fantastic dupe. It's surprisingly hydrating, but has great coverage. And we mentioned the shades earlier. 005 is amazing for brightening tear troughs with its pink undertone, and 028 is a go-to for general dark circle coverage.
That is a fantastic user-approved shopping list. Okay, so let's recap. What have we really mastered today?
The biggest takeaway is that concealer is your most powerful tool for an instantly fresher look, and you can absolutely use it alone on no foundation days.
We also confirmed that technique is everything.
Dap, don't drag.
Tap, don't drag. And that color correction isn't just an extra step. It's the secret to making those persistent problems, like redness or deep circles, actually disappear.
Right, it's the key to truly invisible coverage.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner, moving forward?
You now have the knowledge to really simplify your routine. We've established foundation is optional, green cancels red, and peach or pink cancels out those dark circles. So we encourage you to think about this. What is your single most persistent visual imperfection? And based on what you've learned today, what specific color corrector could solve that one problem and let you streamline your routine starting tomorrow?
Go find that one shade.
Go explore that one correcting shade. It could change everything.